Hey everybody, it's Saralyn from the Mama Sagas, and on today's segment on TV, what I covered were tips for inspiring gratitude in your children. It's way more than saying please and thank you. What we're really looking for is for our children to feel grateful, to express that gratitude, and to really appreciate everything that they have so that then they want to give to others, right? So the first thing to remember is that gratitude doesn't happen overnight. Like I said, it's not as simple as just saying thank you. You can say thank you and not mean it, right? So what we really want is to cultivate a sense of appreciation inside our children so that over time they develop the habit of expressing their gratitude. So it takes a couple things in my mind. First, habit, developing empathy, developing appreciation, taking action, and then taking care. So let's break each of those down one by one. First, with habit. I think one of the best things that you can do to create a sense of gratitude is to practice gratitude daily. And it's best to do this as a family because, of course, they're going to learn what they see. So sitting around the dinner table and saying what you're thankful for that happened that day. Or for older kids, keeping a gratitude journal. Or for younger kids, designing and decorating a gratitude chalkboard that they hang in their room and that they can write every night before bed. They write down one thing that they're thankful for. Or for us, sometimes we go through a list of all the people we're thankful for in our life at the end of the day. So developing that habit is important. And because research has shown that when you express gratitude, it actually releases dopamine, which is that feel-good hormone in our bodies. And it's the same thing that makes people addicted to other things like gambling or alcohol or drugs. But dopamine, when it's created from something positive like gratitude, can actually help to build that gratitude over time. So you actually start to want to show more gratitude or be more grateful because you know that it makes you feel good inside. Okay, so habit is number one. Number two is empathy. Developing empathy takes time. The first thing to remember is that kids are naturally selfish. That is developmentally appropriate. Up until about age 6, it takes kids are going to be looking out for themselves and themselves only. That's pretty normal. But as they start to age, we want to plant the seeds for developing empathy. And so what that really means is recognizing feelings in yourself and in others. So one simple thing you can do with kids as young as 2 and 3 years old is looking at picture books and noticing how people in the picture are feeling. Ask them when you're reading the stories, do you think that he feels sad, or do you think that he feels mad? Or even leave it open-ended, how do you think he feels? So that they start to recognize those signs in other people. The next thing is developing appreciation. Developing appreciation really comes down to observation in my mind. So for instance, if you're walking around the neighborhood and you look at the flowers, stop and take a minute to notice them. Appreciate their beauty. Smell the things that are, you smell a fire, somebody has a fire in their chimney and it smells good and cozy. Think about those things that you can really point out to notice. The other piece about appreciation that I'll mention is that we as parents have to be careful not to just swoop in and fix or refill everything at the drop of a hat. And this can take some tough love sometimes because, you know, for instance, my daughter, she loves to paint and she'll get to the bottom of the paint of her favorite color and she'll be so upset. And for a while, I would buy more paint and have it ready for her so that I could just give it to her and she could keep painting. But then I realized when I did that, she wasn't appreciating the fact that when you run out of something, you have to go buy more of it. And so she wasn't making that connection that it took mommy going to the store, taking time out of her day, buying it with money from her paycheck, all of those things. So don't refill things when they run out right away. Likewise, if they throw a temper tantrum and they break something in that temper tantrum, don't fix it. Don't give it back to them until they're ready to earn it and they can really appreciate it. Or maybe you have them buy it out of their own savings, their piggy bank, or their allowance. So again, some of this is tricky and can be tough, but this is how we develop the habits that become gratitude later in life. Okay, so the next thing, that was appreciation. The next thing is taking action. So This can take lots of different forms, but traveling and volunteering are great ways to get outside of your own bubble and see how other people live. I'm a big proponent of getting our kids into environments that are unlike their own so that they get a chance to really see how people live, and then they appreciate their own life much better. You can do this by volunteering at a soup kitchen. You can do it by creating bags to give out to the homeless on the streets, and filling them with socks and sunscreen and toiletries, things like that. You can do this by writing to service members overseas and saying thank you for your service. Even something as simple as going to the fire station for a visit to see how the firemen work on, in their daily life, in their daily work, and talking about the sacrifices that they're making to make sure that we're safe. Those are important things and lessons for them to learn. They otherwise won't get that lesson unless we show it to them and take them into those situations. Next is taking care. So taking care, what I mean by that is take care of your things. Really comes down to that. If we as parents take our clothes off at the end of the day and throw them on the floor, that sends a message that this is disposable, that it doesn't matter, and that we're not caring about it. So we need to make sure we set an example of taking care of our clothes, taking care of our bodies, taking care of our teeth, taking care of our pets, taking care of our house. So if something breaks in the house, we make sure we fix it. Those are the kind of things that really demonstrate that when you have something that you care about, you have to nurture it. And hopefully they will learn that as well. And believe me, I am no perfect parent. I have failed at many of these things many times. And every time that I give advice or tips, it's because I've learned the hard way, or somebody else has given me a tip that I really felt resonated with me. So I hope that this helps you as well. And please keep coming back for more. I will be giving these tips and tricks and sometimes mom hacks every week. So I hope you'll subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go visit themamasagas.com to see stories from other moms and solutions for common problems that moms deal with on a daily basis. And I am so glad you're a part of our village.